Really grateful today in so many ways. The result, but to see the tally light up and all green lights go up to a full council chamber was very heartening to me and very humbling to me. I am grateful to work with an outstanding group of jurists who challenge me on a regular basis, but help me to be a better judge, to be a better person. It is a privilege and an honor to work with you. Every single one of you came on board in that last 21 years, and I had some hand in training some of you, and sometimes I have to remind myself of what I trained, but I have deep respect for each and every one of you and for our judges who are not here today. And it is a privilege and a joy to know that I often describe them as a group of highly educated, highly competitive, type A personalities. But frankly, I would not have it any other way. I am so thrilled that I get to work with you on a regular, daily basis. I'm grateful to the partnership that I have with the Municipal Court Director, Teresa Ewing. I'm excited about the things that we are doing together. To all of her staff, she has a much larger staff to wrangle than I do, and I'm glad for that. She has about 200 that she has to wrangle. I have about 20, give or take, on any given day. But it is a pleasure to work with her with our joint goal of making the Fort Worth Municipal Court the best municipal court in the state of Texas and beyond. I'm grateful to my parents, James and Ruth. That's where the James comes from. My dad's name is James. My first name is James. My son's first name is James. I am so grateful for all that they have done for me and all that they've given me, starting with my life. They gave me that. They taught me to never give up, to get a good education, to love God, and to do so much else. Together, they made it possible for me to go to Baylor University. My parents were divorced, but they had this unusual divorce in that they actually got along with each other. And so when it came time for me to go to college, my mom could not afford it. She would have given anything and borrowed it or done anything she could, but my dad could. So unbeknownst to me, because she knew how much I wanted to go to Baylor, and even in those days, Baylor was not inexpensive. So without me knowing, she called him up and she asked could she come and visit with him. And they saw each other frequently, and like I said, they got along. And when he said yes, she said, well, would you please make sure that your mother, my grandmother, is there as well? So she went, and she had this conversation. She had to kind of steel herself up. But she looked at him and she said, James, are you going to pay for Danny to go to Baylor? And he said yes, and he did. But when she told me the story some years later, she said, but I had a backup plan. I had your grandmother there. And he said no, I was turning to her next. But together they made that happen. They made that dream for me come true. They're no longer living, but if my mother were living, she would have arrived here approximately 2 hours prior to the beginning of this ceremony. And because she would have wanted to make sure that she got the best seat in the house. And if when she came in, you were sitting in that seat, she would not have hesitated to come and tell you to move out of that seat. But when she was here 21 years ago, when we had our ceremony here, and she came up to me afterwards and she said, your dad is here too. I have his picture. And she brought his picture with her so that he could be a part of this too. And I have their pictures with me here today. And I believe, I don't know what you believe about heaven, but I believe that it talks about a great cloud of witnesses. I think they're watching. And in their arms they're holding my sweet grandboy, Red, is with them. And together they're celebrating. And Red is saying, go, Papa, go. I'm grateful for each and every one of you and for the role that you play in my life. I am so grateful to have the opportunity to know you and the various ways that our paths have crossed and we have had the opportunity to walk together. Some for a short time, some for a long time. It just makes my life so much richer to have people in my life that know me and care about me, and we can do things together and we can laugh. A judge back here, one of our substitute judges who fell in love with my grandsons almost the same minute that I did. So many of you, I could call names, but please know just the fact that you're here means so much to me. It makes this so very special. There's a couple of my co-Sunday school teachers back there, and there's one of my Sunday school guys. Actually, Jack, we've moved up. We're second grade. Actually, we're third graders now. We have the opportunity to move up with our kids. So, but I thank you. Your very presence here honors me. I am grateful to serve a living God who is the giver of all good things, including wisdom. For as it says in the book of James, chapter 1, verse 5, if you lack wisdom, ask for it. And I try to remember that every single day. And it is amazing how God comes through. I will be the first to tell you that I cannot do this job on my own. But with that wisdom from above, from a lifetime of experience, an amazing group of colleagues, an amazing court staff, we do pretty darn well together. And you can't leave out the prosecutors, who has been, the city attorney's office has been my pleasure to work with and to encourage, I hope, through the years. Thank you guys for being here. Alexander Hamilton once wrote, I think the first duty of society is justice. That priority is reflected in the fact that the judicial branch of government is the first branch that is mentioned in the Constitution. In the preamble, it says, we the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice. 17 words in, and we're already there. And from a quote from the National Association for Court Management, a quote that Teresa first brought to my attention, and I love this. Justice requires courts whose ordinary, everyday administration reflects the legacy of the Declaration of Independence, the U.S. Constitution, America's compound republic, and the public's respect for and voluntary adherence to the law and judicial decisions in individual cases. So that is what we do every day across the street at municipal court. We dispense justice. We stand on those founding documents. We stand on the shoulders of our founding fathers and mothers. When we read people their rights, when we make decisions about probable cause, when we make determinations about whether or not someone stays in jail or gets out of jail, whether they're guilty or not guilty, what the fine should be, all of those things, we're standing on the Constitution. I have to admit that it's a pretty cool gig, getting to be a judge. I mean, people stand up when you walk in the room. They call you your honor. You get to dress in drag. They have to ask permission to approach you. They even have to ask permission to speak to you. But you know what? I figured out a long, long time ago, judge is what I do. It's not who I am. Someday this will end and I will not be a judge anymore, but I hope I'm the same guy that I was before, that I am now, and that I will be then. I'm not giving it up anytime soon. So every once in a while you get to do something pretty cool as a judge. Sometimes you don't even recognize it or realize it. One of my favorite stories is about a young man that I encountered several times in the jail years. When it gets to the point that you recognize them and you ask about their families, that's not a good thing if they're in jail. But this young man had real difficulty understanding that he had to take care of his traffic citations, of which he had many. And I'm quite certain that there were more than a few times that I kept him in jail for a few days. But eventually he got a program going. He and I gave him a little grace. You know when you do those personality tests and it measures things? Mercy is like, I have no mercy. It is not there. So I have to intentionally be merciful. But I found a solution for this young man. He took care of his tickets and I didn't see him again for a long time. And then one day, a couple of years later, this invitation to a college graduation came in the mail. And I looked at it and I looked at the name and I talked to Jill and I said, we couldn't figure it out. So finally I ran his name to the court. Guess what? It was this young man who had gone on, he had graduated from college. Now, I see this young man frequently, but now he appears in my court as a defense attorney.
Oh.
He gives me way too much credit. He's the one that toughed it out. He's the one that paid. He's the one that had to sit in jail. But every once in a while, you not only do that, but you find out about it. And I think that's just a sweet little gift from God to say, you're doing okay. Keep on doing it. So it's nice to have an opportunity to make a difference in people's lives. So I will wrap up by committing to you the same thing that I committed to the council when I stood here about a month ago. And that is, having been given this opportunity, I will do my best every single day to make you proud not only of the job that I do, but of the job that our court does. My daddy once told me that if you ever find a job that you love, you will never have to work a day in your life. Well, I can check that one off. Thanks, Dad, we got that one done. And again, thank you all so much for sharing this afternoon with me, for being here, for how deeply it touches my heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now let's go eat that food that's over there. But thank you very, very much.